Hello, hey, sweet people. It's Foster from Inglês no Cru. Just real quick before we get started with the show today, I want to say something about Cambly. So I literally just went on Cambly and I used our promo code. They give me a free class, and I just haven't experimented with the platform in some time, so I wanted to see what was going on, and it was super cool. Literally, I just went to the site, entered my information, and within like 3 minutes, I was talking to some lady from London. And then it was kind of complicated that I had to explain, hey, I'm already a native English speaker. But it was very, very cool. And after that, they send you notes about your class and give you follow-up information that is extremely useful. So if you are serious about improving your English, you got to speak to people. You have to speak to native speakers. And Cambly is a great way to do that. So you can just use the link in the show notes. Go to Cambly.com, use our promo code, and start speaking to native speakers today. Okay, let's get on with the show. Hello, hey sweet people. Welcome to another episode of Inglês no Cru, an English podcast where an American boyfriend makes his Brazilian girlfriend read extremely complicated articles about psychology.
Yes. How are you, Foster?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing very well as well. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. So this week on the show, we are examining an article that talks about talking to yourself and how that can be a very useful thing. It can actually be a technology. And Alexia is reading this article. I'm giving her some advice and gentle recommendations. So if you haven't listened to the last 2 episodes, it probably makes more sense to begin 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. Or just jump in the middle and take a look at the show notes. We have the link there so you can read it with us.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexia, are you ready to get started?
Yes. Woo. Let's do it.
Just a quick note. I know in the rest of the article, there are several names of international psychologists and psychiatrists. I don't know where they're from, but they all have crazy names.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Just give it your best guess.
Okay, let's start. 1, 2, 3, go. Vygotsky's view. Vygotsky's view stood in opposition to a competing one from the psychological school known as behaviorism, which saw children's self-talk as a byproduct of supposedly less competent minds.
Okay. So this is an
That's ridiculous.
extremely complicated sentence. So do you want to try it one more time just so we get off to a really fresh start?
Okay, so Vygotsky's view stood in opposition to a competing one from the psychological school known as behaviorism.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So try behavior.
Behaviorism.
Behaviorism.
We don't say they are right there.
Behaviorism. Yeah. So imagine the ism is actually a rhythm. Behaviorism.
So you put another word there. Okay, another letter there. Behaviorism.
Perfect. We're actually not putting another R there, but the 2 R's just kind of the 1 R, there's only 1 R, excuse me, but it kind of combines together. So we say behaviorism.
Behaviorism.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is a word that honestly I've never seen before, so you don't need to know how to pronounce this word.
So Vygotsky's view stood in opposition to a competing one from the psychological school known as behaviorism, which saw children's self-talk as a byproduct of supposedly less competent minds.
Do you understand that?
It's ridiculous. So children who are self-talking, they are saying that they are retarded. Less competent minds, I think it's a good way of saying
yeah, it might be
retardo mental.
It might be a euphemism for mental retardation. Yeah, but it seems like there is a view in some psychological circles known as behaviorism, which is suggesting that babies that talk to themselves, for some reason, are not as smart as babies that do not talk to themselves.
Well.
Doesn't make sense to me. Whatever. Let's keep going.
Okay. But Vygotsky claimed that self-talk has an active mental role. He observed children performing tasks while speaking to themselves out loud and reached the conclusion that their private talk is a crucial stage in their mental development.
Mm-hmm. Crucial?
Crucial.
Excellent.
Gradually, a child's interaction with others turns into an uttered conversation with the self-talk.
That is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, let me start again. 1 second. Gradually, a child's interaction with others turns into an uttered conversation with the self-talk, until it becomes muted inner speech in adulthood.
Yeah, in adulthood. Okay, so this is a great example of why it's so important to really focus on the way you enunciate and your intonation when you're reading, because this is a very complicated piece of text. So let me read this one time. Gradually, a child's interaction with others turns into an uttered conversation with the self-talk, until it becomes muted inner speech in adulthood. So self-talk is in between two hyphens. So he's kind of explaining what self-talk is and then what happens to it after. And that can be a really difficult thing to express when you're reading it out loud.
Yeah. Okay. Vygotsky's successors, such as the psychologist Charles Ferneyhough.
I think it's Ferneyhough.
Ferneyhough.
What a wonderful name. Charles Ferneyhough.
Dr. Charles.
Dr. Charles Ferneyhough, my man.
Okay. Vygotsky's successors, such as the psychologist Charles Ferneyhough, have demonstrated that inner speech goes on to facilitate an array of cognitive functions, including problem solving, activating working memory, and preparation for social encounters. It is inner speech rather than self-talk, then, that has been the focus of research in adults.
Excellent. Really good job with your pronunciation of the word array. So we saw this word earlier in the text. So to facilitate an array of cognitive functions, that just means a wide variety or a variety.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so all of this is a long, complicated way to say that no one really studies adults speaking to themselves. A lot of people study why babies do it. A lot of people study the inner voice that we have in our head. But the idea of real adult human beings just talking to ourselves, that just seems crazy, so no one studies it.
Yeah. And I know that there are people who are diagnosed with bipolar disorder and some kind of autism. Mm-hmm. They don't stop talking at all to themselves, to anyone around them, and etc., because their minds are functioning almost 24 hours per day. Mm-hmm. And I wonder what those doctors have to say about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, you ready to give another paragraph a go?
Yeah. However, the internalization of... What?
I didn't say anything.
I know? Okay. However, the internalization of self-talk isn't necessarily evidence of cognitive maturity. Rather, it could represent the degeneration of an essential cognitive skill in the face of social pressure. There is my
love
answer.
that.
There is my answer.
So let's think about this. However, the internalization of self-talk isn't necessarily evidence of cognitive maturity. Rather, it could represent the degeneration of an essential cognitive skill in the face of social pressure.
Yeah.
Can you say that in normal English?
So if you keep your thoughts and whatever you want to say internally, like you don't want to deal with other people. That's it. Maybe you're afraid of what you're going to say. Maybe you don't think that you're good enough for that. But it's social pressure. You don't want to deal with other people.
Yeah. It seems like they're suggesting the reason we do not talk to ourselves is because we are scared of what people in society will say or think.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
The sociologist.
Sociologist.
Yes. The sociologist Irving Goffman noted that self-talk is taboo because it is a threat to intersubjectivity and violates the social assumption that speech is communicative. As he wrote in his book, Forms of Talk, 1981, there are no circumstances in which we can say, I'm sorry, I can't come right now. I'm busy talking to myself. Self-talk is deemed legitimate.
Legitimate?
Self-talk is deemed
legitimate.
Legitimate.
Yes, legitimate.
Self-talk is deemed legitimate only when done in private by children, by people with intellectual disabilities, or in Shakespearean soliloquies.
Soliloquies.
This is impossible.
I don't even know.
Soliloquies.
Yes, this entire paragraph is extremely difficult. I did not realize how difficult this article was until you started reading it, which I'm very happy about. So just a couple of notes, Alexia, to finish, because then I know our dog is going to start barking. I love this quotation. There are no circumstances in which we can say, I'm sorry, I can't come right now. I'm busy talking to myself.
Yeah, it's a way of, I'm thinking, so I can come.
Yeah, I wish we could say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alexia, we will continue with this article tomorrow. For now, we have a crazy dog jumping in my lap. Say hey, buddy. As always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well. Bye! Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do Inglês de Necrorádio. É muito bom ter você juntinho assim de nós. Faz muito, muito carinho no nosso coração, digamos assim. Então você que está interessado em saber mais sobre os nossos produtos e saber mais sobre a gente, o que a gente oferece para vocês em relação a estudo, a challenge, a curso, vá lá no inglesdenecro.com e você pode ver mais sobre as worksheets, por exemplo.
Yeah. If you want to really improve your English, if you want to learn more about the ways you can do that and just connect with us on a deeper level, go to inglesdenecro.com. And as always, keep up the good fight.
And lose well.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.